Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kylie. I'm an author, tuber, voice actress, and full-time audiobook narrator, as well as a professional nerd. And if you can hear my cat, just try to ignore him. So today we are going to be talking about, once again, audiobooks for authors. This is going to be part 2 of the 2-part for authors, and the narrators will have multiple parts as well. Now that we know the platforms we can use an audition for talent on, as well as the price points, let's talk about how you go about choosing your narrators for the project, the process on your end, what you have to do as the author and the rights holder, and how you will add marketing to your audiobook. So how do I choose my narrators? You want to research your genre and the voices used within that genre. You want to see if male or female voices work better in that genre, or a mixture of both. Does solo, dual, or duet narration sell better in your genre? What type of quality of voice fits your characters well overall? What's the age range? What's your accent range? Which narrators in your genre seem to work with the best sellers? And which narrators sell audiobooks just based on their own following? That can be very helpful. So I would highly recommend that you ask fellow authors who have worked with a narrator before, if you're interested in them, to see how they work, how efficiently they worked, how good they are at communicating and keeping in contact with, and of course, understand how you want your characters portrayed. Narrators should audition for you unless you have reached out to a particular narrator personally. And even then, I would highly recommend getting a 15-minute sample sent to you to make sure that everything is good to go. But if you have this narrator in your mind that you want to work with, you may or may not want to audition them. I mean, you reached out to them. If you already like their voice, you know what you're getting into, and you might not even need the audition. You can be just like, yep, that's my voice, that's my person, and I'm going to use them. Other times, I would audition. There are also casting companies out there and people that will help you cast your audiobooks. One in particular that I know very well is Audibly Addicted Productions. They cast a lot of audiobooks. Enchantress Design and Promo also does casting work and promo work. But we'll get into a little bit more of those in the marketing section. So now you have the perfect narrator, you've signed your contract. What is your job as the author? Partially, it's to sit back and relax, even though it can be a little bit hard letting your book baby go into somebody else's hands, but they are your trusted source to bringing it to life. The narrator should keep an open dialogue, or the producer of the book will keep an open dialogue to keep you abreast on everything that is going on in the process, or if the narrator or they themselves have any questions for you. There will usually be a 15-minute sample or some kind of a sample given for your approval or disapproval, with appropriate notes going forward in case you liked it, but hey, you just wanted to add this note, so that the narrator is aware of this going forward with that character voice or dialect or how they have portrayed the tone. You, or a producer, or an alpha listener will get to listen to your audiobook in full before it gets fully approved. I would highly recommend that you do this yourself, or you have somebody trusted do it for you. If you have a production company working on it, that's completely different. They have their own individual process that they go through. Usually you don't have to really listen to it. It's up to them because they are doing everything from start to finish. But if you are going it alone and independently, I would highly, highly recommend that you listen in to make sure that everything is as good as it can be. As narrators, we do sometimes miss words, or we do flip-flop words, or we could even mispronounce something somewhere, or miss an edit that needs to be there. So having an alpha listener or a trusted fan or a friend who will go through your entire audiobook and listen, or yourself, highly recommend it. It's also in ACX's standard terms and conditions that you yourself, before you sign off on it, do listen. You can absolutely request edits and or changes before the final audio is put out there. That is one of the things that is your job. If, say, again, if you're doing this on the indie route on your own and you are the one in charge of this, that will be your job. However, Usually production companies have somebody in-house that does the proofing edits, and that will send those notes back to the narrator after listening. Once everything is done and you've approved the book or approved the changes that were needed in the book, it will become approved and it will go to the ACX gods or the Audible gods, and it will be up to their final quality control to listen to it, make sure everything is good, all the levels are good, and they will then put it up for sale. You'll pay your narrator after that. ACX has a sequence in place, so when the narrator and you are like, yes, we're done, the narrator locks it on their end, and then you approve it on your end, and then you will pay your narrator, and then the narrator will have the final approve button on their side saying that, yes, I have been paid. The narrator should not approve that part of the process until they have gotten paid. Nothing against you as the author. It just is an extra step of protection to cover the narrator and the rights holder. In this instance, this is protecting the narrator to make sure that the author doesn't run away with a free book, essentially. And there are characters out there, so just be aware. Once all this is done, like I said before, the book goes to quality assurance at ACX or Audible or wherever your production company is, and then it goes up for sale. Normally working on ACX, it takes between 2 to 4 weeks for ACX QC to release to Audible, iTunes, and Amazon. So certain times during the year, it's definitely going to be 4 weeks, usually in the summertime, around holidays, and even close to December-ish. Any other time of the year, it's usually pretty much a week or two, but definitely during December, January, and summertime, peak of summer, you're gonna have to wait a little bit. So just plan accordingly. You can also talk to Audible or ACX about trying to release your book in tandem with the actual ebook release with the audio. So I know certain authors of mine have worked it out where they can do a simultaneous release or as close as possible. So just be aware you can contact ACX directly that way, and they can work things out. So huzzah! Your audiobook is out in the open. Your characters are alive. They have fresh breath breathed into them. And now you gotta market it, because like an ebook, any other book launch, this is just another tier, another avenue, another medium that you have released your book. Facebook ads, always a good thing. I would always suggest Facebook ads because they work for ebook, they're gonna work for audiobook as well. Promo in audio groups. Definitely promo in audio groups. A few of them that I know of are Audio Loves, Aural Fixation, Audiobook Lovin'. So those are just a few. I will link them down below, and you can go check them out and talk to the moderators about possibly doing a giveaway or even a live session or even maybe an interview type thing with these pages. Audio podcasts. I highly recommend you get together with somebody who does audiobook podcasting to promote your book. Viviana Izzo is the owner and creator of Enchantress of Books. She has the Audiobook Lovin' podcast. Highly recommend. And also Audibly Addicted Productions is a podcast as well as a production company. Kim and Mo are fantastic, and you can always pop into their groups and do giveaways or promo your new books that are coming up, and it is a fantastic way to reach people who like to listen to podcasts on books or audiobooks. For exclusive contracts, Audible will give you codes from ACX to promote your book in the UK and the US. So these codes are limited. It's only if you do an exclusive with ACX, meaning you'll only be distributed to Audible, Amazon, and iTunes. If you do a non-exclusive, ACX will shoot you out to more like Google Play and things like that to be listened on. But if you do an exclusive, you will get promo codes that you can give out Audible does that, ACX does that to help promote your book, which is really cool. And I would highly suggest you utilize them. And if you do a 50-50 split, your narrator will also get codes. So definitely coordinate, because you both are simultaneously getting royalties from the book. So the more codes you pump out, the better you are. An important note that I have noticed in my years as an audiobook narrator, as well as an author, try to line up your ebooks release with the audio, or at least in the same week or two, because there's hype for your book. People are excited about it, and they sometimes want a little more. And if they're given a little bit more, like an audiobook, they might want to hear what those characters sound like brought to life. Your audio sales will definitely increase the closer you get the releases together. You'll generate more hype, because sometimes people just like to listen to audiobooks. And if you have a favorite narrator on that book, they are more likely to want to click an audiobook than an ebook. And let me tell you something, audiobooks cost more than ebooks. People are also more click happy around this time, because if they like the book, they are like, oh, I'm gonna love this audiobook because these narrators I really, really enjoy. So you're just gonna create more hype. And there you go. That is pretty much the basics of what you need to know as an author. So I hope this was of help to you. If you like this kind of content, click like, subscribe, leave a comment or question down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can, which is pretty quickly, because I have my phone on me all day. And I look forward to bringing you more content. The next couple parts are going to be for the narrator. And then after that, we'll do a quick video on authors who wish to narrate. I'm going to try to line up some interviews with different audiobook casting productions, some other narrators, and some podcasters, just to kind of support the overall industry from all sides. So from me to you guys, I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, one love.